So by the time I'm recording this, I actually have no idea when this video is going to be done. As you read the title, I have no idea when this video is going to be done. I think maybe like around 10 to 15 minutes. It's the FNAF lore, so I don't know. But anyways, hello guys. Welcome back to FNAF Blades. And today we are going to be discussing the FNAF lore in either under 15 or 20 minutes. I'm going to try and keep it short, but, yeah, I just got done with school. That's the only reason why I'm recording this. So, this is facts from what I know. So, this is what I know about the FNAF lore. I may be wrong, I may be right on some, but this is just what I think. Also, what was really funny is I used to think Henry Emily used to be Henry Afton. And when I found out it was Henry Emily, I gave myself a big face palm. Alright. Where should we start? Let's start in the past. Fredbear's Family Diner. Henry Emily and William Afton opened up their first restaurant chain called Fredbear's Family Diner. And then, after they opened Fredbear's Family Diner for like a couple years, they remodeled it into Fredbear and Friends with 4 other animatronics named Spring Freddy, Spring Bonnie, Spring Chica, and Spring Foxy. Also, the 2 animatronics main stage at Fredbear's Family Diner are Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. Spring Bonnie he's later. Basically, what happens is that later throughout the years... Wait, does he murder? I don't think he starts murdering until Freddy's. I will get into Freddy's later. After Fredbear's... well, I think they actually, wait, let me get into this. Oh my god. There's a literal school bus. Okay. Basically, after Fredbear's, well, the reason why Fredbear's closed down was because of the bite of 83. Not 87. 87 is a different timeline. I used to get them mix-matched. I used to think 87 was the bite. I used to think 87 was Fredbear's and 83 was Mangle. But no. They're 2 different timelines. Basically, the bite of 83 happened at Fredbear's Family Diner and not Fredbear and Friends. Both locations were open at the time. Because, you want to know how I know this? Because in one of the FNAF 4 minigames, there was a minigame of a TV show ad of Fredbear and Friends with the crying child, which is named Chris Afton, if I'm positive. But Chris Afton later dies from the incident of his brother, Michael Afton, quote-unquote, the Foxy brother, with his 3 friends, and they're all wearing, like, animatronic masks and stuff, and they, like, get him up to Fredbear, and then he died. So, they closed Fredbear's for that. And if you want to know what happened after Fredbear's, then play the game Fredbear and Friends Left or Right. I've never played it, but I know it has some lore. Again, fan-made. But they closed down Fredbear's because of that, and I think they may have closed down No, they did close down Fredbear and Friends because... Ready for this? The next location that they open after Fredbear's is... Drum roll, please. FNAF 2 location. And you're probably going wait, what's the timeline here? basically, this is how I know that FNAF 2 is right after Fredbear's. First of all, it's 87. That's really close to, like, 83 or something. They're in the same century. But basically, how I know, it's not just because of the year. It's because the Withered animatronics, I'll let you in. The Withered animatronics are Spring Freddy, Spring Bonnie, Spring Chica, and Spring Foxy. I'll get into Golden Freddy later. But basically, yeah. And then, let me tell you about the Bite of 87. Bite of 87 is pretty important. And I don't think he started killing until he probably started, his first murder was probably at the FNAF 2 location. But his main murders that we talk about a lot, the 5 children, was at the Freddy Fazbear's. Like, the Freddy Fazbear's. Like, okay. But the Bite of 87 happened with one of the night guards, and, I think it was caused by Mangle with Jeremy in, like, a different timeline where he dies or something. I don't know. But I don't really know about the Bite of 87, but tell me in the comments. But they closed down FNAF 2 location, and yeah. And then they opened up the chain that we know of as Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. And I'm saying this is the first game. This comes right after FNAF 2. They're basically like, FNAF 2 is a prequel. But let me tell you something. The Withered animatronics were remodeled into the FNAF 1 animatronics. And also one of the worst theories I heard is Golden Freddy is a hallucination. If he's a hallucination, then how can you explain this? 2 different people cannot have the same hallucination. Let me tell you why. Basically, both people, Mike Schmidt and Jeremy, both saw Golden Freddy. Like in FNAF 2, you saw withered Golden Freddy. You are playing as Jeremy in FNAF 2. And you also see Golden Freddy in FNAF 1. You are playing as Mike. 2 different people cannot have the same hallucination. I'll get into Golden Freddy later. But in FNAF 1, that's how we know of the 2 or the 5 murders. 3 cases of 1, 2 cases of 2, I think. I forget. But that's how we know of the 5 murders from FNAF 1. Hopefully this video doesn't get striked from me talking about it. Yeah. So basically, that's when the first stuff starts happening. And then, the animatronics get, like, possessed and stuff. In FNAF 2. Also, let me tell you something. FNAF 4 takes place in exactly Fredbear's time. And if you're wondering about the Nightmare animatronics, they are hallucinations of Chris Afton. They're just hallucinations. They're not actual animatronics. They're just hallucinations of Chris. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, and sister location. Oh, yeah, I still need to get in sister location. Let me tell you something. William actually has a family. He has a family of 3 kids. He has Michael, he has Chris, and he has Elizabeth. All of them die. I'll talk about Michael actually here, and I'll talk about Elizabeth later. Michael dies by Ennard wearing his skin suit. And if you don't believe me on the skin suit part, watch MatPat's theory. Or not MatPat's theory, Game Theory's. Or are they the same? Never mind. Just watch Game Theory's video on the skin suit of Ennard. Of, like, Michael's skin suit. But that's how he dies. And Chris dies by 83. And let's get into Elizabeth. Elizabeth, let's see here. Elizabeth, she dies by, obviously, Circus Baby, because her kidnapping technique, let me just and then Scooper. Yeah. And then Elizabeth dies, and also, as we can see in the minigames, Circus Baby used to have blue eyes, and Elizabeth had green eyes. And as we can see in the game, Circus Baby has green eyes. So that's how we know she possesses Circus Baby. But, anyways, all of his family members die, and then, yeah. So where was I before I started talking about Sister Location? Was I talking about FNAF 1? Yeah, I was talking about FNAF 1. So, yeah, that happened, and because I was talking about FNAF 1, and then I jumped to FNAF 4, and Sister Location being at the exact same time. Believe it or not, the exact same time. They're just different places. I think everyone should know this by now. But, yeah. Then comes FNAF 3, which goes way into the future. As we can see in the minigame, William gets spring-locked. We should all know that by now. But let me get more into this. William is, and the only reason he's alive as Springtrap is if you watch my William Afton's cooking show, you would know. Remnant. He only survived because of Revenant. And the only reason we know about Revenant is because of, drumroll please, FNAF AR. I didn't even need to do drumroll. But, yeah. Remnant. Let me get into the Remnant. Remnant is this source of energy that is designed like an orb. I don't know much about Remnant. But it doesn't go on throughout the series. It just goes on in FNAF. Okay. FNAF 3. You play as a night guard in FNAF 3 that's getting his, night shift done. And the only animatronic that can hurt you, or kill you, I should say, is Springtrap. All the others are phantoms. And, I don't really know how to explain the phantoms besides they're just ghosts. I'm saying they're ghosts because they can't be hallucinations. Because if we see in the newspaper or something, everyone has all night guards that's worked at Fazbear Frights has seen those quote unquote hallucinations. So, yeah. And then at the end of FNAF 3, jumping forward through the nights, William burns down the, facility with a gas tank with actually a lighter that he finds. Or, I've seen this other theory that Michael comes to kill William, but that actually might be right, because at the end of Sister Location, we get that little thing. I'm going to find you. Okay. But, I think Michael goes to the facility, and this is Squimpus's theory, that Puppet tells Michael to go to the facility to kill William, or, to kill his father. That's Squimpus's theory. But my theory is that Michael just goes to the facility and burns down the place, including William. And then, jump forward in time, we get to FNAF 6. Thank God, I am almost done. After FNAF 6, 2 more games to go. But FNAF 6 is the end of the Freddy saga. Or, with the William saga. With the murderer saga, is what I mean. Actually, never mind. It's still going! It's still freaking going! Oh, this is more time than I expected. Okay, FNAF 6. You, play as a dude that makes his own company. Or, he makes his own, pizzeria with animatronics. And what's cool is you get to, salvage the animatronics and crap. But the main antagonists are Scrap Baby, Scrap Trap, Molten Freddy, and Lefty. Let me get into Lefty first. Lefty is the suit that Puppet crawls into to stay alive, I think. I don't know. Lefty's weird to explain. Then there's Scrap Baby. Scrap Baby's weird to talk about because she got kicked out of the Ennard gang. I don't know why, but I don't know. She's got kicked out of the Scrap gang and she's scrapped up. Then there's Molten Freddy. He's basically Ennard, but has a Freddy mask on. Oh, also one thing, Ennard can change voice boxes. And in Sister Location, Ennard has the Circus Baby voice box. But in FNAF 6, Ennard has the Funtime Freddy voice box. See? Jumps forward. But, yeah. Who is the last character? Oh, how could I possibly forget? Afton. Scrap Trap, Afton, frickin' Scrap Spring Trap, whatever the heck you want to call him. I'm calling him William. I'm just gonna call him Afton. Afton is weird to talk about because apparently he can talk now. It's weird. He can talk now. But one thing about William, he's still alive. He's still alive after the fire. You'd think it would kill him. But no. Basically, Scrap Trap is basically the main antagonist of FNAF 6. Yes, I said Scrap Trap. Frickin' sue me. Okay. In the end, let's just skip forward nights. Henry Emily is actually the founder of the pizzeria, and he burns it down just to kill everyone, including himself, Henry. And he's the one that says, like, the end speech thing. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. It's my favorite line of all FNAF. Don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. It's just awesome. But let's skip over to Help Wanted. Oh, Ultimate Custom Night. Let me just summarize Ultimate Custom Night really quickly, and then let's jump to Help Wanted after UCN. Summary, let's go. Alright, summary, let's go. Okay, you play as Scrap Trap in his own personalized hell, and Fredbear is in control of all of it, and he is the 5th child. And I'm not quote unquote, never mind, forget I did that. But he's the one that's controlling all of Ultimate Custom Night, and then he torture him forever, and then Old Man Consequences tells him to stop, he's had enough, and he drowns and kills himself. Help Wanted. Help Wanted is a little weird to explain because there is a lot that goes on in that thing, but let's go on. Help Wanted. The main antagonist is Glitch Trap, and this is my theory for Glitch Trap. Glitch Trap is the code that William possesses after he gets out of Ultimate Custom Night. That's basically the summary of Help Wanted. There's not much. For lore, there's not much. And why I was saying 2 games is because I kinda can summarize Security Breach. Okay, So the summary of security